Hey guys, I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today we're going to be talking about Slack, and finally the details of the merger with Salesforce came out. And so I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should sell your Slack shares before the merger, or if you should just ride the merger out, okay? And Salesforce came out today with the details of the acquisition, and it's actually going to be a combination of cash and stock that they're going to be giving Slack shareholders, all right? So I'm very interested in this because, of course, I am a Slack shareholder. Right now, I'm doing very nicely on my position, up 63%. Of course, that only corresponds to a $660 gain, but it is what it is, and I'm very happy shareholder of Slack. Okay, so I'm very interested in this. Okay, so let's look at the details of the acquisition. Right, so the company has agreed to buy the workplace messaging app in a $27.7 billion deal, the biggest by the cloud computing pioneer, as it bets on an extended run for remote working and sharpens its rivalry with Microsoft. Okay, so as you know, Slack is in direct competition with Microsoft Teams. They're both sort of messaging based apps. And while Microsoft Teams is definitely dominating the space as of now, Slack definitely has its own dedicated share of the market and pretty dedicated users of Slack. Okay, I know I use Slack every day to communicate with my lab because I work in a lab. Okay, so let's look at the specifics of a deal. And I calculated that you should not be letting go of your Slack shares just yet. Okay, so Slack shareholders will receive $26.79 in cash and 0.0776 shares of Salesforce common stock for each Slack share that they own. All right. So this valued the deal at $45.50 per share based on the closing price on Tuesday. However, Salesforce actually decreased since Tuesday, and it's gone down by 9% today. So we're gonna recalculate this, and as we know, the price of Salesforce right now is 220 US dollars. Okay, we're just gonna use a nice round number. All right. So let's keep that number in mind. So right now we know that we're going to get $26.79 in cash plus, oh, let me see that. So $26.79 in cash plus we have the 0.0776 in common share times the share price of Salesforce, which is 220. And so that means you shouldn't sell your Slack shares, at least right now, if that number is under 43, if the stock of Slack right now is under $43.86, right? And of course, we can see right now that Slack is valued at $42.71. So right now, just of common principles, Slack is technically valued at $43.86. All right. So right now, it's definitely not worth exiting out of Slack, right? Just for this purpose, right? So, I really like this deal. And because I own Slack, I don't think I'm going to be selling it yet because I want it to at least be the equivalent value of the Salesforce purchase, which values the stock at like $43.80 something cents. All right. And of course, this is very dependent on where Salesforce goes. And, if you're going to continue to hold on through the merger, you at least want to know what Salesforce does. So, of course, it's a software company, it's a direct competitor to something like Microsoft, and it's a cloud based company, right? And its headquarters are in San Francisco. And it provides customer relationship management services and sells a bunch of services like marketing, automation, analytics, etc. Okay, so um, this stock went from a high of like $281, and then since then it's been beaten down by 21%. I think this is actually the stock is oversold on the market, and I think it is generally undervalued compared to other cloud computing firms because the previous quarterly results were not that bad. Okay, we can see that for Q3 the revenue came in at 5.4 billion versus the 5.3 billion estimate. Adjusted earnings per share were $1.74 versus a 75 cents estimate. Okay, so this is a good company nonetheless, right? So when Salesforce acquires Slack, it's not like Salesforce is a company that is just there's no growth and no growth projections, right? It's definitely a company that's doing pretty well, right? So I would be comfortable with holding Salesforce shares. So again, as of right now, I'm not going to be selling any of my Slack shares. Of course, I'm going to have to see what the price is of Salesforce in the next couple of weeks up until the merger. But again, up until now, I think I'm good with holding my shares. All right. And I just thought I'd provide you with this information just so you can make your own decision. Of course, do your own research, do your own due diligence if you own any Slack shares. And as a final message, I just want to say the UK became the first in the world to approve the Pfizer vaccine. All right, so this is huge, and I can imagine the U.S. and other countries are going to follow suit. All right, very soon. Okay, so I thought this was very fascinating news and awesome news, and I could see that the markets will continue to go up if more countries approve the vaccine. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.